Get better or get bitter. I know that the slogans that I choose, the titles for these videos, are often funny. I try to make them funny. I try to make them entertaining. I try to make them something that will be attractive. Get better or get bitter. There is nothing more accurate than this statement. I have seen it happen a million times. Creative people usually have a tendency to be slightly negative. This is why they are depressive, this is why they are dark, this is why they are deep, this is why they fight with other creative people, with normal people, this is why they can't hold a job. Creative people are complex. And by saying complex, I mean batshit crazy. This is part of who we are and what we are. So we do have this tendency to be dramatic and to take things to the extreme. Bitter is one of the horrible aspects of being a creative. It's like a cancer of the soul. And I've seen it many, many times, especially if you're not very successful. And I'm not talking about failing. I'm talking about being very successful. Because being successful is the best recipe for being bitter. I'm good at what I do. People tell me I'm good at what I do. I actually make a living out of what I do. And yet I never manage to get, to pick those fruits of my labor, the real rewards. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of fame. I'm doing some exhibitions here, I'm doing some activities there, I was on this podcast, there was an article about me. This is the most dangerous part. When you are successful, but you're not very successful. You're not a star. You're not a legend. Why am I not a star? I've been working so hard. I'm doing all the right things. I have to handle all of these crazy creative friends that are ruining my life. I really sacrifice a lot. Why is this person more successful? I had this exhibition, he had a bigger one. I had this article in the newspaper, he had an article about him in a magazine. Bitter is easy. Bitter is also blaming other people, of course, it's never taking responsibility. Bitter is not expecting anything. It's not even being pessimistic. Because pessimistic, at least it's creative. You can think about all of the things that can go wrong. Bitter is just... It's negativity on a very childish and ineffective way. I say avoid bitter. How do you avoid bitter? By getting better. It's not just a play on words. If you work on yourself, if you practice your music, if you practice your drawing, your hand skills, if you learn something new, if you learn how to do something better, in a more effective way, how to communicate in a more effective way, if you learn something that made you a better creative, a better person, you avoid getting bitter. Because bitter is usually when you're stuck, when you don't see a way forward. And I'm not talking about, being really depressed and not seeing any way forward at all. I'm talking about if you don't see anything big waiting for you, anything special, anything exciting. You can't be bitter when you're excited. It doesn't work. If you're getting better all the time, if you're working on getting better, if you're putting the time, the effort, the energy, you will be excited. Because getting better is exciting. It's a wonderful thing. I love getting better. And in fact, when there are periods where I don't invest in myself, I don't invest in implementing something that will make me a better creative, a better person, When these periods come, I feel not only sad, I feel physically ill. I feel like something is missing. Bettering yourself is an amazing exercise for the soul. It's good to exercise the body, it's great to exercise your mind, but bettering yourself, that's for your soul, that's for who you really are. If you can make that person better, you will never be bitter. You will never waste time on being bitter. And that is important. Until then, just keep on keeping on. That's all.